Hey guys, this is the hike to Mount Pinos and Sawmill Mountain. It's in Los Padres National Forest. It is a beautiful area. It's not too tough, and if you do it, you actually bag the highest peak in Ventura and Kern County. So definitely give it a try. The hike to Mount Pinos is only about 4 miles round trip, and Mount Pinos is not super scenic, unless you've got a radio thing, but this guide shows you how to continue the hike and go to Sawmill Mountain, which has really good views, and also the condor observation point. So it's a fun hike. It's beautiful. Give it a try. If you want to do it, just go to HikingGuy.com where I have the full guide, but otherwise let me show you the turn-by-turn directions.
All right, so the hike starts at Nordic Base, which sounds like a place that superheroes should be dispatched from. Today it will be you. You can see the trailhead is right here. It says Mount Pinos, 4 miles. That's round trip. And you're just going to follow this dirt road right up from the parking lot here. Now I have a map and information on the parking on the website, so make sure you go there. It can get tricky in the winter. But otherwise we're going to go straight here, straight through the gate. We're going to do the trip to Mount Pinos on this Forest Service road, and here there's a little split. We're going to go up to the left here, and then continue uphill. Now cars used to be able to drive all the way up to the condor observation point, but today it's pretty mellow. It's a nice small trail here through the pines, the Jeffrey pines and limber pines, and it's not a big mountain climb or anything, even though you're going to this high point here in the mountains. Now when you come out of the trees, there's a little side trail to a viewpoint. Over there to the right, we're going to continue left over here and keep going straight up here. Pretty soon you're going to see Mount Pinos in the distance. It's where those radio towers are. It's not the prettiest summit, but you do get good views from up there. Now what we're going to do is, instead of going straight on the dirt road, we're going to go on this little side trail here. So we're going to make the right. You got to keep your eyes open for it because it's not super obvious. We're going to make the right, and it actually goes kind of away from Mount Pinos for a little bit, and it's going to curve around to the left up ahead. But what it's going to give us are some nicer views as we approach the summit. You can see there's some great views. Up to the north, you can see the southern Sierras down there, and you can also see the trail heading right up to the summit there. Now when you come back, you can just come back on the dirt road. You don't have to come back on this trail, but it is an option. Now at the top here, we're at the summit. This is the highest point in Ventura County. Some people think it's also the highest point in Kern County. The border is right through here. You can see the geological marker. There's also a bunch of boulders back to the left that people actually think is the real high point. Not a big deal, but you can check it out. When you're done with the views, you're going to go straight down here, down the dirt road, to continue on to the condor observation point and Sawmill Mountain, which will be our stop at the end. Now when you're going down here, if you're just doing the hike to Mount Pinos, you can just go back to the left here and continue on the dirt road. But otherwise we're going to bear to the right. You can see there's some nice wildflowers. It's a beautiful area. Really hard to explain how beautiful it is. Now here we're going to come to the trailhead here, the Chumash Trailhead, named after a famous Chumash elder, spiritual leader. And this is the condor observation point. Now the trail is just off to the right there, and the condor observation point is straight here. There's an interpretive display, and I have a bunch of information in the guide on Hiking Guy on the Chumash people, Vincent's tomb-mate, who was the guy that trail is named after, and also the condors that you might see here. So make sure you read the guide to get a little more context. But otherwise, after you've checked out the observation area, I'm just going to head down the trail. Now this part of the hike is probably my favorite. It's it's a little single track trail here. It's not a dirt road anymore, and it's just nonstop with views and scenery and beauty. Now when we come down here, there's 2 ways to go. We're going to go to the Viewpoint, which is up to the right here first, but when we come back, we're going to go down to the left and continue on the trail. But otherwise, we're going to go up to the Viewpoint, and this is probably the best viewpoint you're going to get. You're going to get some nice sweeping panoramic unobstructed views all around you. And like I said, you can see the Southern Sierras, Central Valley, and then down into the Sespe Condor Sanctuary, and you can actually see the trail to Sawmill Mountain going ahead. And that mountain that we just saw over there was Sawmill Mountain. Now let's head back to the trail here. This was the junction that we were just at. We're going to make the right to head back onto the trail. And you're going to get a nice little downhill here. And just remember, you have to climb back up this on the way back. But there's some nice sweeping switchbacks here. You can see it kind of spread down in front of you. There's Sawmill in the distance. And we're just going to keep on heading down here, all the way down to the saddle between Mount Pinos and Sawmill. Along the way, we're going to enter the Chumash Wilderness. Cool sign here. There are some trail cutoffs at this point too, so just make sure you stay on the main trail. Don't cut anything off. We're just going to continue straight down until we get to the saddle. This is the saddle. It's wooded, so there's not tremendous views from here. But it's nice. It's nice and quiet. It's very mellow here, very peaceful. Once we go over the saddle, we're going to do another little short uphill, back up towards Sawmill Mountain. And it's uphill, but it's not super tough. A little bit steep. And head up here. Now, there's a little false summit when we get towards the top, off to the left. It's a nice viewpoint if you want to go check it out. But otherwise, we're going to go over here to the right and continue up towards Sawmill. And once you're at this point, it's a nice little path through the pines and through the wood. The climbing is largely done. It's just a mellow, peaceful trail through the woods here. And the next junction we're going to look for is going to be a little turn off to the right. You can see there's a cairn and some sticks marking it. This obviously changes. It's not a permanent landmark, but the trail is pretty easy to follow as you go up here. And again, it's a little bit of an uphill, but it's nothing too crazy. And eventually you're going to come out at the very impressive marker here at Sawmill Mountain. This is so cool. I really enjoy this. It's a lot neater, in my opinion, than Mount Pinos, and obviously going to get some of the views here. And if we went straight back at that junction, you can go to Grouse Mountain, which doesn't have a summit like this, but it's also nice if you want to get a couple more miles in. But once you're done here, you just walk back the way you came, and you can go straight at the Forest Service Road or go back on the Mount Pinos, whatever you want.
So that's it. Really, really beautiful hike. Definitely recommend it. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link to the full guide right underneath the video. And if you found the video helpful, please click that little thumbs up, which helps other people find the video. Hopefully do the hike safely. And if you have a question, just leave it in the comments and I will do my best to answer it. So definitely give it a try. And if you see me out on the trail, please say hello. See you guys.